What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Austin Show. Today we're looking at the Hasbro G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Viper Officer and Vipers 3-pack. So this is a cool pack, sort of like an army builder. We can buy multiple of these, build up an army of Vipers. So in this set, we do get a Cobra Officer. So we have a picture of him here, so the Viper Officer, and then we get 2 Viper Troopers as well in this pack. So we get 3 awesome figures in their new plastic-free packaging. So no windows or anything. An awesome picture though. It just would be cool to see our figures. But if we spin around, like on top, we have the Cobra logo there. We have all the stuff for the officers. I don't know if the Vipers are there on the other side with their logos, but there's a picture of them on the back. So we have the officer and then the 2 Vipers. So those look really cool. And then we have the figures and then all their accessories. That's one thing I do like about this plastic free is it shows all the accessories. So you have it all breakdown there of all their different accessories and stuff. So that all looks really cool. So this is a pretty cool pack that I think I'm excited to check out and stuff. Of course, they're going to be officers. So they're going to be 3 of the exact same figures, just have different looks. So I'll have to look at those and then we'll compare them to the other Cobra Vipers we've had in the past. So we'll just take a look at all this stuff, but let me get these open and out of the box and we'll take a look at them together. So here are the 3 figures out of the box, and they all look really cool. I do have one minor issue with these. This is just a personal gripe on me, and it's a thing I have with a lot of figures, that if figures are duller in color than what they appear, like especially on the pictures or boxes and stuff, it kind of annoys me because I'm expecting a figure to look all nice and bright, and then it comes out all dulled, and that's exactly what these are. They all just look like really dull colors. Their reds are more like a maroon and like a grayish maroon, or like a very dulled down red color, so they don't pop nearly as much. Like on the Vipers themselves, the blue's a lot darker, like I said, much more muted blue as well, but the gray on the officer looks cool, it kind of fits in, but I feel if the red was much brighter, it would just pop so much more against that gray. But I think it's cool to see the officer and then the 2 Vipers, and again, they look different from what we've had in the past, so I'll show a comparison to those, but I think they all look cool. As I said, they're all going to be exactly the same figure, so we'll only really look at one. We'll look at the officer here, but they come with different accessories. We have some accessories that go specifically for the officer, and then, shared accessories between the other figures, or we can share them all between them, but I think they all look really cool. There are some minor differences besides the look of the officer compared to those. Like I did notice they did throw in a different thing. So usually, with characters, like we don't see barely any of their skin. So like if we pull like their scarf off, you can see the skin under there. So we can see that is a white guy. So what I think is cool with this is that they did include a black guy in this. So there we can see darker skin, and then especially I assume you can do it on all the figures. Now I can't get his scarf back on. And I assume you can do it with all the figures, but you can also pull the gauntlets off, which of course I can't get the hands out. But you can pull the gauntlets off and they have bare arms, so you can see their arms there as well. So you could see that he is a black guy, and then we have a white guy, and then the officer is white as well. So I like that they threw in some different colors, so we don't have just all the exact same people, add some different colors and races and stuff. I think that's what needs to be done with these figures. So I like that this pack includes 2 different things. So you don't really see much of the skin like this, you wouldn't tell, but that they did include those little details does make it really cool. But overall, I think these look really cool. They do all look exactly the same, just obviously the different color changes. They have the same exact vest, same exact designs with like the gas canister, the Cobra logo. Of course, his is more of a gold color since he's the officer, as well as his face plating being gold with the gray helmet, where theirs are blue with the gray face plates. They have the scarves that are the same, and everything about them is exactly the same design wise, obviously just a different color. So go and look at the Viper officer. So we can do its movement, so its head can twist all the way around. Of course the scarf's in the way, so we'll move it just to do that. So it can twist all the way around, and then you can look down that far and up that far. I don't know if the neck is just really stiff or if it's just not allowing movements, but don't really get much movement there, just a little bit of nodding. But the shoulders can come up to 90. It has the butterfly joint in there and can rotate around. We get a bicep twist, the double elbow joint that bends up there a little bit over 90, so that's good. The wrist can twist around and back and forth for this hand. There's ab crunches and twist up in there, but with the big chest plate we don't really get to see it, so we can just crunch back and forth a little bit and twist all the way around. We get the hips that can come up to 90 and out to the side. Now these do have the drop down hips there, so to get it back you just have to push it back up in there. But we have the thigh twist that twists all the way around, a double knee joint that bends up that far to the back, so not bad. Shin twist at the top of the boot, and then the foot flexes back and forth and can twist side to side. Now these are what I did notice as like what I call the older style of the classified series, so like I feel they've updated them more recently, but this has older style where the feet are kind of messed up and really hard to get into perfect place, and so when you stand them they kind of like tilt a little bit. They don't stand exactly flat and have some issues getting them to stand, and I've noticed it with all 3 of these figures that is the case. So you just have to get their legs all messed around with and make sure the hips are popped in. So like see as I'm standing, he's like twisting to the side, so I'm straight, but he's like twisting over to the side a little bit, and I can't figure out how to get that fixed and straightened up without messing around with his legs much more than I'm going to be able to do right now. So that's just one minor annoyance with these figures, is that like I said, getting them to stand is quite difficult, and I know we had the issues with the old Vipers and stuff, so they're gonna obviously obviously be the exact same bodies. I just wish they would work on some. Like I said, I feel the newer figures we've gotten more recently haven't had that much of an issue, but I do know a lot of the old G.I. Joes have had that. So there we have the officer and the Vipers, and like I said, they're going to be exactly the same. So don't need to look at all those different versions for the movements. It's all going to be the same. But then we can look at all their different accessories, and as I mentioned, the officer has different stuff from the individual ones. So for his specific one, first we get a set of goggles. So we have a set of goggles here that have more of that gold visor piece, so just like his mask. So we can take this and put it on his head. Now I don't think it will fit down on his actual face, and it's hard to even get it onto his head because I feel it's way too small. But I know with the old figures we just kind of set him on top of his head. I don't know how to get it on there to stay, but we can just slide on top of his head like that. So it adds the goggles. I don't know why you would need them if they have the faceplate, but it does have the goggles, but they're barely just sitting on there, so they'll probably fall off. We also get a special gun for him. So we have the handgun pistol there, and his has some red design on it, so it separates it from the others, as you'll see. So that's cool, but we can take and go and just stick this in the holster here on his thigh. So it should just slide down in there. And finally, we get a backpack, and again, specialized for him, where it's got more of the gray color and that gold Cobra logo on it as well. But it's going to be the same backpack as the others, but we'll go and take this and pop it into his back. Now, I don't know what's wrong with this. I'm having a lot of issues getting this in. Like, it's going in, I've got the holes lined up and everything, but I can push it in and it goes all the way in, but as soon as I let go, it starts falling out, and it just keeps hanging out like that. So I don't know what's going on with this. So this will probably be an issue. We won't be able to use this backpack. So there, okay, I just kind of twisted the backpack like that, and now it went in and is staying. So there, it's worked out now. So if you have that issue, just kind of twist it around and it should work out. So there we have the officer with all his specific accessories and got his scarf back on him there. And now we can look at the Vipers. So go ahead and do the Vipers. So we have their backpack. So again, it's very similar design, just most all black. Has some dark blue in there as well. Still gray core and stuff, but the red Cobra logo. So this we can put into their backs, and we'll see if it goes in any better. So there's his backpack on, and then he's going to have very similar accessories and stuff. So we have the goggles just all in black with the silver lenses, so we can put this on his head. So there's those goggles, and then we also get a pistol, just an all black one for him to go into his holster. So it just sits right in there. So that is all the accessories we have that go specifically for him, and then of course the exact same things go with this other one. So I'll get that other one dressed out. And then we get a lot of gun accessories that you can use with any of these, really. There's no specific ones. I know we do have some guns that look exactly the same. So like we have these two guns, so these rifles, and again they have more of that futuristic look that G.I. Joe's kind of be going with, but then we have some more realistic ones. So it has that futuristic look with the more like squared off gun design and stuff, and looks pretty cool overall. So these two are exactly the same, so you could like give these to the two Vipers if you want, since they're the same gun. But we just have these all black guns that look pretty cool. And I forgot to show, but the magazine does come out, so if you want to pop that out and do something with it, you can do that with those. We get a rifle as well, so we have this gun. It looks like maybe more like a submachine gun or something, just a little gun, and again has the magazine that can come out and all sorts of accessories and attachments. Has a stock, a scope, looks like maybe a little grenade launcher or rocket launcher there off the bottom. Looks pretty cool. So just an awesome little gun there. Then we have more of an actual rifle, so again has a lot of different kitted out accessories and stuff. Magazine comes out and all sorts of cool stuff on that gun as well. And again, these look much more realistic. And finally we get a little gun, so another like SMG sort of gun with the magazine that comes out. Again, more accessories and realistic looks to them. So I like that we got at least 3 realistic looking guns to go along with this, and then the 2 futuristic. So I like having that difference and stuff there. So like with these figures, we can add just all the realistic ones to go with them. We also get a silencer, so we can have a silencer put on any of the guns or into any of the handguns they have on, but has a little peg there that'll go into the barrel. So that is cool. We have a silencer. And what's really cool about this pack is we get a lot of effects. So we have a lot of fire effects and stuff. Most of these we've not seen before. So we have this effect, again, can go into any of the guns, and then it has a hole in there, so you can just add all sorts of little effects into it. So we have like these blast effects with little like bullet trails going into them as well. So we have all these to choose from. We have this circle one, again with the design of a hole there to put more stuff. We have this like X design, which looks pretty cool, so that's an awesome looking one. And then a more splattered out, again, we can add any of these effects. Then we have a smoke effects, like smoke's coming out. Then we have some long range like bullet effects with some nice red at the end of it, so again, good for guns. And then more of like a splatter effect like we've seen with like war machines and stuff in the past. So again, all these nice cool effects. Like I said, it's cool that you can combine these pieces, so you could just take a bunch of these and just attach them all together if you wanted. I think that'd be pretty cool, but it just adds to all the guns and stuff we can put them in. So let me try and go through and put some different guns in these guys' hands, and we'll put some effects and stuff in as well. So let me try and figure this out. So there I got guns and effects in their hands. So for the officer, I put the handgun with smoke coming out of it, and then gave him the little like Uzi style gun with the silencer on it and the rapid shots coming out for that. I thought that'd be cool. Over here I gave him more of a sniper for the rifle design, since it has the scope, so I just gave it a long single blast shot. And then for this guy over here, I gave him the bigger rifle that has like their grenade launcher on the bottom, so I tried to add a bigger blast effect on there for him, just so it's some bigger like blast coming out of that. And overall, I think that looks really cool. So all of this just looks awesome. I'm glad it comes with all these different accessories. Of course, we have more blast effects still we can use with any of our other figures, and we can take all these guns, switch them out with anything. So it's nice like army builder stuff for the figures as well as all the weapons and everything. So that's really cool. Now the last thing I wanted to do was show the comparison between the Viper. So I want to bring in the older Viper. I think this was like the Cobra Island version. So here is that design. Like I said, the colors are much more brighter. The blue's brighter, the red's brighter. So overall, I do like this version much better. But as I said, I think this is supposed to be the Cobra Island version. So that's why it's, you know, shows the different color and stuff. But I do like this color overall much better. I wish these two figures were in the exact same colors. And then the officer, like I said, had more of a brighter red like that, because that red and gray I think would look really cool together. But just want to show that different version of the Cobra Viper we already have. But that's going to be it for our G.I. Joe Classified Series Cobra Vipers and Officer pack. And I think that's really cool. Like I said, we've had the Cobra Vipers before, as I just showed, so we've had those already. So nothing new there, but it's cool to get an officer. So with him in the all gray looks cool. And then the Vipers in the more just basic colors. Like I said, I wish the colors were just brighter. But overall, they're not horrible. The figures are decent. You know, like I said, I have issues standing. So even trying to get them standing up for these sort of poses was kind of difficult. But I don't think they're horrible. I just wish something could be done different with their legs. But I assume if you get them in a pose, they'll stand pretty well for that. But I think it's just cool. Like I said, getting an army builder like this and then all the different guns and effects and stuff is the coolest part about it. But let me know what you thought of these figures down in the comments. And if you enjoyed my review, let me know with a thumbs up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you all stay awesome out there, and I'll see you in our next review.